Good morning, everybody. Has anyone ever hit a rut in life,
Yes.
in your job, in a relationship, or anything, and you just feel like, I just can't do this anymore, and you want to walk away? But then someone comes to you and gives you an encouraging word or encouraging speech that makes you want to go on for the next hour, the next day, the next week, even for the lifetime. That's what encouragement does to people, and honestly, I love doing it. A lot of people come to me and ask, Dwayne, how do you encourage people to do it? They ask me because every time I have a relative have a birthday, I'll write a little message in their birthday cards to say, hey, I love you, I'm thinking about you, you've done so much in my life. I even write letters in my church to people who are sick, who are dealing with loss, anything. And people have always asked me how to do it. Now, there are many ways you can encourage someone, but I have 3 ways that I want to give you on how to be encouraging to someone. First one, very simple, anyone can do it. Smile. Did you all know that a Swedish study conducted a test in which subjects were given a picture of people who had faces of different emotions, joy, fear, anger, and they were trying to, and they told the subjects to do a different emotion. For example, if I gave you the emotion of fear, I want you to laugh. It'll be hard because since you're looking at it, your brain is saying, I need to repeat it. So when you smile at somebody, have you noticed that no matter what, if I smile at somebody, they repeat it back? Mm-hmm. Your brain is forming a relationship with someone, and therefore they're releasing endorphins into their brain saying, it's going to be okay. That's one small way. I used to work at Comcast, and I was the first call technician. And there were these tier 2 super technical technicians that kept themselves and didn't smile, didn't laugh or anything. And when I first heard of this, I said, I want to try it. So I looked I found this one guy who was just stone-faced. He didn't say anything to nobody. I looked at him, and he looked stone-faced. And I said, I'm going to smile at him. I said, and he went from, I did this for 4 days straight. The 5th day, I didn't smile at him at all. He just looked at me and said, and went on. You'd be amazed at how a smile can change somebody's outlook. The second step I want to say is focus on the good and not the bad. 2 professors from the University of Pennsylvania even said that our brains are more focused to focus on the negative and not the positive aspects of life. It's easier for it to happen that way. When I was younger, I got discouraged at my job. Coworkers would come together and leave me out. They would invite others to lunch, and I would be stuck at my desk. And I would think to myself, maybe I'm too stuck up. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe, I'm not cool enough. I would focus on the negative aspect, and I went to the wisest person I knew at that time, my mother. And she told me, Dwayne, I want to tell you something. Do not be discouraged at that because where you're going, a lot of people aren't going. You're going on a different path than other people. And when you go one way and other people are going the other way, that means you have something greater in mind than other people. And I still carry that on to this day. And it focuses on the good and not the bad. The last step I want to say is remembering past achievements. To piggyback off the last story, instead of our brains focusing on the negative, let's try to retrain our brains to focus more on the positive things. A perfect example is when I was writing this speech, I couldn't think of any stories. I was literally freaking out. I texted my friends and family and I said, hey, could you do me a favor? I need you to send me a message on how I encourage you. And I was thinking they would say, I remember I had got a bad grade on a test and you said you'll get an A and I felt great. But no. My sister texted me and said, Dwayne, when my daughter, who was 3 at the time, went sent to the ER because I found out she had diabetes, I was freaking out. I didn't know what to do. You told me that not to panic, that everything would be all right and she would live through it. My cousin, who is now living with his mom, I moved out. He said that encouraged me to start my own path and owning my own business. My other friend who got out of a bad relationship told me, Dwayne, when I was in a bad relationship, it was a bad place, you came to me and said, you will find someone better, you will move on, and no matter who that person is, it's going to be a step up from where you were today. And that encouraged me to keep writing this speech that I have today. So, being encouraging is not just a good thing to do. It's a necessity, in my opinion, because everyone needs good encouragement, whether it be your coworker, your neighbor, your family member, whoever. Everyone needs it. So, again, I encourage you all to just smile. Focus on the good, not the bad, and remember past achievements. And please encourage someone today. I'm Toastmaster. Thank you.